When we create a model starting from a blank model, we must create most of our dimensions manually. When we start a model from an imported data source, most dimensions are created automatically based on the columns of data we acquire. In either case, we can create additional dimensions if desired, even after the model has been saved. Here, we'll add a dimension to handle our product information. We can create a new dimension or select an existing public dimension. There are two different dimension types we can add: organization or generic. When we create models with currency conversion enabled, we need an organization type dimension, which allows us to specify the currency used by each dimension member. Note that models can contain only one organization dimension, which is region in this case. Next, we'll enter a dimension name, and optionally we can add a description. Depending on the dimension type, a range of additional options is available. The Enable Data Access Control option allows us to specify which users can read or write data for each dimension member. Write permissions are not relevant for analytic models. The Enable Responsibility option is relevant for planning models only and allows us to specify the default user responsible for input tasks based on the members of the dimensions, as we see here in the region dimension. The Create as Public Dimension option allows us to reuse the dimensions in other models. Note that when we create public dimensions, we must give them names that are unique within the system, and we should provide descriptions that help other users to identify them. Also note that the process to update master data for public dimensions is different than for other dimensions. Refer to the video about importing master data to a public dimension for more details. By default, the dimension contains an unassigned member with a hashtag in the ID column. This row is required to support allocations in planning models. Note that when we add a dimension to a model that already contains data, by default the value goes to the unassigned member. We can give values to other members by either importing new data that includes values for other dimension members, or use planning features such as distribution or manual data entry to give values to other members. Refer to the video on how to spread, distribute, and assign values for more details. We'll paste our dimension details into the columns. All dimensions contain ID and description columns. Descriptions are optional, but helpful when the ID values may not be meaningful to users. By default, charts and tables display the description values rather than the ID values when descriptions are available. When we select a column, we have the option to create an additional column or add a dimension hierarchy, apply sorting or filtering, hide the column, or pin it so that it remains on screen as we scroll horizontally. If the column is optional, we also have the option to delete it. From the Dimension toolbar, we can perform actions such as editing the dimension preferences, hiding columns, or adding, copying, or deleting rows. We can also create public dimensions directly from the Public Dimensions tab of the Models area. From here, we have the option to create public generic, organization, or account dimensions, which we can use in as many models as we choose. Thanks for watching.